Breakup, a one-man show. A psychologist's mechanics of relationship restoration. There's a lot of material on this channel about restoring relationships, but over the last week I've seen many viewers making mistakes, even when a situation has full potential to become another happy ending story. Friends, after a breakup, you absolutely cannot make mistakes. At all. This video is about that. Your significance at point A. When a breakup happens, it's always easy to identify the starting point. It's either rejection or indifference. Every man who faces a breakup sees this in his own life. Please lock in this point. If you're afraid you'll forget, write down how the girlfriend treats you right now. Your thirst for control can now force you into silly, ineffective actions. Thus, you'll both further humiliate yourself and simply lose what little energy you have left. Understand one thing. The girlfriend leaves with a level of pride she's never had before, and you've been growing that feeling in her systematically by making the mistakes I talk about on my channel. Right now, she does not perceive you, does not perceive your words, advice, or any of the gestures that raised your significance at the very beginning of the relationship. You must understand that at the moment of the break, she doesn't want to see you, hear you, or be near you. You make her feel nauseated. Leave the person alone already, and understand there are no miracles in this world. You won't find a magic pill that flips the game. If you still want to try, you can. But know this, zero significance usually goes negative. Then, you'll have to climb out of the negative, and only after that might it start to grow, or it may not at all, especially if you keep making big mistakes, because the right actions are needed now. How the situation develops with proper behavior. If you pull yourself back within your boundaries and close your energy loop, that's very good and unavailable to most men. The girlfriend, in turn, runs into the fact that nothing feeds her pride anymore. First, it stops growing, and then it starts to decline. The leaving moment is painfully subjective. What people feel then will mean nothing 2 months later. So, pull yourself together. You should have work and friends. Redirect your attention and energy into the resources available to you. Your girlfriend is already your ex-girlfriend, and there are no more common touch points. By leaving, she told you exactly that. So stop hoping for her. Once you start acting correctly, you'll find that after a certain time, directly depending on how much you humiliated yourself during the breakup, the girlfriend reaches out on her own. Now, attention. Fix this moment as point B and draw a line between point A and point B. Do you see your significance to her rising, even though you're not taking active steps? The man's one-man show. I constantly get questions. The girlfriend unblocked me but isn't writing. What does it mean? The girlfriend periodically checks my page. What does it mean? The girlfriend wrote my parents and congratulated them. Why? You need to understand that after the breakup, the girlfriend isn't playing. It seems like a game to you, and you build a theater where there's only one actor, and that's you. Do something useful instead of deconstructing actions that carry no inherent meaning. You shouldn't be concerned with why and what for she's doing any of this. Could these be provocations? They could. Could it be just because? It could. Which is exactly why you shouldn't spend your energy and time analyzing these actions. You're only growing illusions that feed the ex-girlfriend's significance in your head. Want to know what happens next? The illusion of a pretty world. Next, the girlfriend will reach out with a more or less sensible proposal, and you'll relax and make every mistake possible. Why? Because the whole time you were only searching for her motives and didn't even notice how her significance in your head grew even more. And in fact, there wasn't a gram of correct action in your behavior. In the ideal scenario, after the breakup, you rebuild your inner and outer supports. And against that background, your sense of significance toward the girlfriend drops, while hers toward you rises. And when she gets in touch, She's no longer as needed by you as at the breakup. You understand you can live without her, and your world no longer collapses. Rather, it's reassembling piece by piece. You again become an attractive person. And who do you become if you keep monitoring her, trying to figure out who she's with, where she is, and what's going on in her life? You become an ordinary stalker. You drain all your energy into her, and your relationship with her becomes like your throne. Only sitting on that throne are you happy. Your resources don't recover. You don't develop the right behavioral model. Restoration becomes mere manipulation. You use ignore advice, and all you're doing is trying to manipulate a person. Why ignore? Because other manipulations aren't available to you anymore. Otherwise, you'd use them too. And you get a result. The girlfriend wants to talk to you, and maybe even offers something more. But have you considered how you look in her eyes? She knows you better than anyone else, and right now she's truly shocked. You've changed so much. How does she sense it? She simply sees correct actions on your part. But she doesn't realize that behind these actions is the same needy man. You're attractive to her only at a distance. If you're not ready to change your understanding of life and your way of interacting with people, let it remain a manipulation. Decline restoring the relationship if it's offered. Because if you agree, and nothing positive has happened in your life besides constantly tracking the girlfriend, you won't restore anything. And within a month, you'll be driven into an even deeper hole. Because you haven't changed. You've remained the same ever needy, repulsive man the girlfriend fenced herself off from in every possible way. Is there another way? Yes, there is. And I'm happy that, consulting men, many do move to a completely new level. Yes, they don't text the girlfriend. Yes, they don't reply to her trivial messages. Yes, of course. Then the girlfriend moves to action. Yes, she wants to meet. And yes, after that, she herself wants to restore the relationship. I describe all the processes in maximum detail in videos on this channel. Watch them if you want to understand the logic of natural relationship restoration and not author methods from pseudo-experts and magicians. But what happens to the man? He no longer drags the girlfriend along. He doesn't force her and doesn't try to bend her to his point of view. The girlfriend gets freedom. She no longer sees manipulations and male hysterics. If she treats the man well, he treats her well too. If she distances herself and wants freedom, the man doesn't hold her. If the girlfriend's behavior contradicts what the man can accept, he says so. And if nothing changes, he doesn't change her behavior. He changes the girlfriend. There is no control in him, no desire to subject the girlfriend to his will. He respects her thoughts and her freedom. At that moment, he moves to a qualitatively new level, and in response, he receives open doors toward him. That's the outcome.